Good morning and happy Wednesday. Welcome to Coffee and a Card. I know I am a day late and I appreciate you guys sticking with me here. Just gonna put some extra lights on. It's a dark, stormy day outside, so we need a little extra light today. So hopefully it works out for some of you guys to come on live, but otherwise I know you will catch this on the replay. I'm just pulling it up on my iPad so I can see your comments and talk to you as we go. All right, there we go. So good morning and welcome. I'm always excited to welcome you on Facebook Live. Yesterday, I was driving home from Illinois. Excuse me. I had gone to see my stepkids and to restock a store that carries my cards. And I got home at 1 o'clock. And I remember telling myself as I was driving home, I said, when you get home, you need to make your design, get ready for coffee and a card. It's at 2 o'clock. Next thing I know, it was 1:58. And I had not done any of it. So that's why I rescheduled Facebook Live to today. But that's okay. It actually gave me time to switch up my project and do something different so that I can show you some of the products that we're going to be using this month. So I'm excited about that. So welcome to you guys who are coming in. I'm glad some of you could make it on live. I know it's always weird when what you're used to gets switched up. So happy Wednesday to you guys. All right. I'm going to put my camera down and I'm going to start by showing you, hi Flo. I'm going to start by showing you a card I made last week that I remade into something different. It's not our project for today, but I just want to show you how the layouts that I show you on these videos, you can take and you can modify with other product that you might own. So let me just show you, okay? Now, I'm going to warn you, my desk is a disaster. I have so many things that I am going to show you today, and so you're going to see it when I put my camera down. So bear with me, but we're going to get through some fun things today. Because, I don't know, I just woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I want to show them this, and I want to show them this, and it's all here. All right, my stand moved, so let me just adjust that a little bit. See if that works better. Okay, that's a better angle. And we'll fix our light. I'm telling you guys, it is so dark outside, it's crazy. I mean, I know it's only 11 a.m., but you wouldn't know it from looking outside. Okay, so last week on a, let's see, I did this video in the community group. Okay, so if you want to go back and watch it, I did this video and I showed how to make this card. It was my card club from July using the Lovely and Lasting products, and so I made this card. Well, I got to the end of it, and I know I have told you guys over the years, I am not huge into flowers, like flower paper, flower stamps. It's not really my thing, but I do them because I know a lot of you guys like them, and I want to make sure you're seeing products that you guys like as well, so I kind of mix it up. But I got to the end after the video, and I had some extra supplies, and I thought, well, I don't really want to work with flowers and make a whole bunch more flower cards, so what can I do with this? I had a bunch of these pale papaya. I had a bunch of these pale papaya bases cut, and so I thought, well, what can I do to finish this fold but still use the pale papaya? So I went through and I thought, well, I need some Christmas cards, and because I'm always thinking Christmas cards when I'm making extras nowadays. So I went through all of the fall mini paper and looked for one that had pale papaya in it, and I came across the Storybook Gnomes. So if you haven't seen this paper, I'm just going to show it to you real quick. We've got mushrooms, we have the adorable little gnomes, some snow scenes here, there we go. And if I turn it over, you've got some really neat, like, wintry type scenes. So it's a great paper. I don't have the stamp set for this, but I thought this paper has pale papaya in it. So I grabbed my gnome paper and I used the same exact card base, the same exact layout, and I just switched it up with the gnomes. So I cut out the gnome. I kind of knew what size I needed. So you'll see, let me just put them side by side for a second because I'll show you what I switched up. So the basic white that you see here, that's the pool party. Okay, but instead of stamping flowers like I did on this one, I just cut out a gnome to fit there on the front. So no words on the front of this one because you'll see those in a minute. So I didn't need any of this. And then on the inside, I had stamped flowers over there. But what I did here was I just added another gnome. And then I used the same punch because I already had a bunch of these punch outs left over from my video. And instead of adding the detail stamp and everything, I just put Merry Christmas on there. So now I have these really adorable gnome cards. And honestly, I could have done any sentiment here, you guys. When you look at the gnomes, they're not specifically Christmas. Like there is snow in here, but there's no Christmas trees. Like, let's see, look. There's no Christmas trees. There's no holly berries. Yeah, no, there's not. So it doesn't specifically have to be Christmas. So I could have switched this up, but you know, I need lots of Christmas cards. So I just wanted to show you, when I show you guys ideas on Facebook Live and you look at this and maybe you're like me and you're not really a paper or a flower person, well, you can just switch it up and use the same layout and just grab a different designer series paper. So anyways, I wanted to show you that. Thank you, Jean and Flo. I'm glad you guys like that card. Carol, you're asking if there's a name for this fold. I don't know. I kind of called it an accordion fold because if you look here from this side, you know, it has multiple folds. So that's kind of what I called it. If you watch that video, you'll kind of see how it comes together. The paper measures 5.5 by 11. So that's where that is. And if you're in Card Club, you have the tutorial and all the measurements for how to make this. But I just wanted to show you guys an alternative when you're looking at some of the cards that I show you on these videos. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, because today's card is using Graceful Tiles, and this stamp set is in the annual catalog. It doesn't have a coordinating dies or punch or anything like that, but it's a super cute set. I love some of the sentiments. So we've got here, like, what a year. Here's to another one just as great. Happy birthday. So glad you live in my little corner of the world. And this one might be the reason I bought this stamp set. It says, because of you, I laugh a little harder, cry a little less, and smile a lot more. Isn't that precious, you guys? We've got happy anniversary, the perfect day to celebrate, sending love your way. And then some fun little symbols, you know, that you could use for like backgrounds or details or stuff like that. So this is my August Card Club stamp set. So I'm going to show you a card. It is not from Card Club, but it uses all of the same products that I'm sending you in Card Club. And I wanted to do this because I had some questions after the last Card Club video, wanting to know ahead of time about what we're doing in case you want to sign up. So I'm going to show you some of what you're getting, and then we'll make a card. So in your Card Club, we're going to feature this stamp set. If you don't have it, you don't like it, you can actually finish these cards with any stamp set you want. But I always like to tell you what I'm using. You're going to get a pack of the Pool Party and Soft Seafoam cards and envelopes. These are from Celebration. They're actually sold out, but I was able to get enough to put in my Card Club. It does mean that Card Club is while supplies last this month. So once it's sold out, it's sold out. I only have a select number of these, but let me just show you these real quick. Try to pull out one of the cards here. So we've got a Soft Seafoam, and we've got Pool Party. And then we've got our coordinating envelopes that have the little detail. There's detail on the front here. These have patterns on the front of the cards. So you'll get a whole pack of those, which I think there's 20. Yeah, there's 20 cards and envelopes in here. Card Club a little heads up, Card Club only makes 8 cards. So you're going to have lots of leftovers because you get a whole pack of those. You're going to get some of each of these ribbon. So this is the Soft Seafoam Seam Binding Ribbon. And this is the Pool Party Sheer Ribbon. So you're going to get some of each of these. We're making a slimline card this month. So you're also going to get one of these envelopes. You're going to get, what are these colors? I think this is Sahara Sand and white. So you're going to get one of each of these envelopes to finish your cards. You're also going to get the paper I'm using today. So let me just set this aside. Where am I going to put this? Here we go. Okay, I am featuring the Splendid Day Designer Series paper. And I'll show you this and then we'll make our card for today. So this paper, one side is completely foil, okay? The entire sheet is foil. It is so shimmery. I don't know if I can move that enough for you to know like how shiny this paper is, but it's really cool. So, and then on the back side, so on this one, we've got this design, and it kind of coordinates with the front foil color kind of coordinates with the back matte design. Okay, so we've got the Soft Seafoam with that. Now that matches the cards and envelopes. I got this one here. There we go. So it's that Sahara Sand. Oh, I'll do it this way. Now this one I only have one sheet of because we're working with it today. But here's the back. So it's a fresh freesia. That's how those two go together. But you're going to see this a lot in the card we're making today. And then we have these designs. So these are great for when you cut your paper in half. And then this becomes a really great like front panel for your card. And then on the back, you've got the Soft Seafoam. Again, I think that coordinated with the cards and envelopes. And last but not least, we've got this one, which has the flowers on the back. So that's the Splendid Day Designer Series paper that will also come with your card club this month. Not a whole pack. It's a, I think you're getting a quarter of a pack of this. So you're getting a 6x12 piece of this paper. Okay, so there you have it. So let's make a card. Let me set some of this stuff aside. Too much stuff sitting in front of me. All right, so we're gonna use that fresh freesia paper, the foiling. Okay, we're gonna feature both sides in our card. We've got Sahara Sand, we've got fresh freesia, we've got our white. This is my scrap that I need for the card. So this is kind of our color combination. This is where I love our Designer Series paper because it makes me think of color combinations I never would have thought of on my own. Let me bring back this card for a second. This is another great example. I never, in my wildest dreams, would have put Pool Party and Pale Papaya together. I just wouldn't. It's not, the two colors don't stand out to me as something that goes together. But when you see them coordinated with the paper that features both colors, it just makes sense. So same here. This paper has the colors. Let me grab this for a second. This is Calypso Coral, Copper, Fresh Freesia, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Sahara Sand, and Soft Seafoam. So that's why I'm combining Sahara Sand and Fresh Freesia here. I do have a sample card here. I really do. Here we go. So this is the card that we're going to make today. And again, even though I'm showing you card club products, this is not included in your card club, the card we're making, but you'll have plenty of extra supplies. So you could make this card. Let's start with our trimmer. And, sorry, I had to take a drink. Yes, unfortunately, the cards and envelopes that I showed you, the Sahara Sand, or sorry, these right here, these are sold out. Okay, they will be in your card club. I have enough for card club this month. So just so for those of you who are in card club, or if you're thinking about wanting to do card club, you will get a full pack of these in your card club. So celebration is one of those times where you don't want to snooze on getting a product that you like, because unfortunately stuff does sell out. Now, I will say, you might have seen I posted yesterday, they added a bunch of new things for celebration, and they're actually products that are out of the annual and mini catalog that you can now earn for free. So be sure to check that out. All right, we've got our Sahara Sand base, and this measures 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm just going to score it at 4 1/4. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, my scoring piece came out of the track. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to score it. There we go. That's what it's supposed to feel like. So I've just scored it in half for our card base. Now we will take another piece of Sahara Sand, and I'm going to cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll do 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to be our front panel that we're going to emboss. I don't know if you could tell when I held the sample up there, the front panel is actually embossed, so we'll be doing that. And then let's go ahead and let's just cut everything. We'll just do all the cutting together. So that was 4 by 5 1/4 if you're trying to capture measurements. Our fresh freesia, we need 2 of these. So our first one is going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. You know what? We'll just do 4 1/4 because that's right in half. We'll leave this other panel because we're going to need a second one. So 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So there's my first one. And then my second fresh freesia is 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. I try to repeat those a couple of times just in case you're trying to catch it when you're live. Otherwise, on the replay, you'll be able to catch all these measurements too. And I post them in the community group. So lots of ways you can get the measurements. Now, I did grab a piece of white out of my stock. When I get a pack of basic white regular paper, I cut the entire pack. I do this periodically. I take all 40 sheets and I cut them to 3 3/4 by 5. So I always have a giant stack of these in a container right here to my left. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. That's why you rarely will see me cut white inserts, because I always have a stockpile ready to go. Okay, 2 more things. We need to cut our designer series paper. So the first one that we're cutting is 3 inches by 1/2 inch. So 3 inches by 1/2 inch. This one's already 3, so I already knew that for my scrap. So 3 inches by 1/2 inch. Okay. And then we'll take our bigger piece that I still have left. And this one, we need 2 pieces, 1 for each pattern, so the front side and the back side. And these are going to measure at 3 by 4. So we're going to take this one here, and I'm going to do 4 inches. So 3 by 4. So there's the shiny foil side, and then I'll do this one at 4 inches. And you actually get left with another piece that's 3 by 4, so you can see how you could start multiplying this card pretty easily, because you will get, I believe it's 12 of these pieces out of a piece of your 12 by 12 designer series paper. So you could make a lot of these cards. Okay, I think for now that's all the cutting. So let's do a little bit of embossing and die cutting. So we're going to take our Sahara Sand mat, and I'm also going to grab this one because I cut a circle from it earlier. For our die cutting, I am using Beautiful Shapes dies, and you'll see they have a variety of different shapes. You're also going to see this hexagon in your card club. Actually, you're going to see a lot of hexagons on one particular card, so spoiler alert. And then today I'm going to use this one, and this one has a little bit of embossing to the die as well, so it adds some detail. And then for embossing, we're going to use the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. So that's this one here. So it kind of adds some subtle texture and words behind your card front. So grab my machine. So we can do both of these while I've got the machine up. So we'll start with our embossing. And I love that these embossing folders, that they have the black line here on each side of the logo. I use that because there's words on this embossing folder. And so I want my words to be straight when I emboss them. So I'm just going to line up the bottom of my paper on that black line so that I know it's going to emboss the words straight. So I don't have crooked, wonky words across my card piece. Okay, so we're gonna just put this through here. Now this is a 3D embossing folder, which means I used the base plate, and I used the gray number 4 plate. That's all you need for 3D embossing. And then for die cutting, I'm gonna take away this number 4 plate. I'm going to bring back the other ones. So you have your number 2 thin plate, and then you have 2 of your clear plates. So we'll put our white paper on here. I think it'll fit, yep. Let's stick a plate. And we'll just take that through here. Now, one of the things I love about this new machine is that it does the sides fold up, and so it's compact for storage. But if you're starting to find that your plates are getting too warped, you can also store your plates in the machine for a little bit. I used to always do that when we had the Big Shot, and it really helps to keep them flatter. So if you're having trouble with that, that's a great way to kind of help your plates. Just store them just like this for a while. Okay, so here is our embossed piece. So it has some, like I said, some subtle texture, and then there are some words, because you know it's called Time Worn Type. So I don't know, maybe like an old printing plate might be what they're trying to go for here. Okay, so we'll grab our card front here, and I need some tape. So we're gonna take this with 3D embossing folders. I always put tape around all 4 edges because the 3D embossing folder, it really, you know, I use the word warps, but I don't mean that in a negative way. But it does. It warps the paper, and so I like to have tape around all 4 sides so that it'll lay nice and flat on my card front. Now I want to make sure that my words are right side up, so I'm going to do it this way. I know you won't be able to tell in the video, but I want the end result to have words that are right side up. So, all right, so we've just stuck that down. We're going to set that over here for a minute, and we're going to take these pieces and this one. Okay, so first we're going to apply foil side up to the fresh freesia. And then we're going to put some tape on here, and I'm going to attach this one just sticking out below and to the side of this piece. Okay. So it's sticking out, I don't know, maybe a little more than 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so I've attached this all together. And now I can apply a little bit more tape here to the back of the DSP. so that we can stick this on our card front. Like that. Okay. Oh, and I almost forgot about this piece. So our tiny little 1/2-inch strip, we're just going to stick that here. You could also use ribbon. If you didn't want to use the designer series paper, you could stick some ribbon there. You could put a piece of cardstock. You could have used fresh freesia, Sahara sand, really anything to make that kind of little band. And the reason I do that is because when I go to put my my die cut on here, I just felt like it needed a little break coming through here. So it wasn't just this solid mat with a circle in the middle. It just felt like it needed something to kind of break it up. And so that's why I added that little 1/2-inch piece. So with this one, I'm going to hold it up close. I don't know for sure if you can see it, but I'm going to at least try. There is some embossed detail, like swirly circles almost, that have been put into the die cut. So we're going to take our fresh freesia ink, and I'm using the stamp that says, oh, that's hard to read through. What a year. Here's to another one just as great. Happy birthday. And we'll stick that on here. You know, after I made this card, I had a thought, and I'm going to share it with you guys because maybe one of you guys will do it. I think another way to use this stamp would be on the front, put a rectangle piece here, like use the deckled rectangle dies. So take just a rectangle and stamp the word celebrate on it, and then use this verse on the inside. I think that would look pretty cool. So I'm thinking of ways to like tie it together. Oh, the sheet of dimensionals is almost done. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna leave one lone dimensional on here. I don't need 5 dimensionals, but we're just gonna use up that sheet. Dimensionals are the best. If you haven't gotten into dimensional use, I highly recommend it. It's super fun. All right, let me close this. And then I'm gonna flip this over. So we've got our basic white and our fresh freesia. And I wanna carry the layers into the inside. So again, just tying together that fresh freesia and Sahara sand. So instead of having just a basic white mat, and honestly in Sahara sand, you don't need a mat on the inside at all because it's totally light enough to be able to write on. But I like to tie in my front colors into the inside of my card. So I'll take this, use my bone folder. And so we have this really cute foil card. I'll kind of make it shine there for you. And then with the same layers on the inside. So just bringing it all together. So I wanted to give you a chance to see some of the products I'm going to use for Card Club this month, because I know that many of you really want those soft seafoam cards and envelopes. You might want to join Card Club for the month. So you've seen some of the product you'll get. This is not one of the 8 cards. You'll have 4 different designs. You make 2 of each in it. But I just wanted to show you what you could do with some of your extra supplies. So there's an idea for you. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. So there is one idea using those supplies, whether you already have the supplies or if you're going to do Card Club and you'll get a bunch of extras. So thanks so much, you guys, for tuning in for Coffee and a Card. I will take a picture of this right now and post it over in the community group along with all of the supplies and measurements so that you can make your own variation of this card. So again, thanks y'all for tuning in, and be sure to encourage one another and build each other up. Y'all have a great day.